Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanita Lankama, Vedic astrologer. Mars is combustion, and that is for 182 days. And now we are going to be doing the 12 sign reading. So for Aries, ascendant, moon, and Dasha sign, I repeat, you have to check, and then you will get the finest results if you will look from the ascendant, moon, and the Dasha sign. All right. So for Aries natives, this Mars is going to be combust till the 11th of May 2026. So to start with, it is going to be in Sagittarius, then moves into your 10th house, 11th house, and then lastly the 12th house. And it is forming a connection with Saturn completely. Why? Because it is going to be aspected by Saturn in Sagittarius, then moves into Capricorn, where it exalts, but it is Saturn sign. Again, conjuncts Rahu, again Saturn sign, and lastly conjuncts Saturn. And when it is going to be in Aries sign after that, is going to be in trine to Ketu, though I will be doing a separate video of the same as well, not to forget. And it's from old crisis, debts, psychological patterns surface, then big decisions about studies, relocation, guru, faith. That is what is the key theme when Mars is in your 9th, from 8th to the 9th. Then it moves into its exalted position from the 16th of January till the 23rd of February. Now, in this time period when Mars is combust, strong career push, leadership opportunities, new responsibilities, but you need to be careful about your public conflicts, burnout, clash with bosses if ego is not managed well. Okay. In the 10th house, when it is, first, when it is in the 9th house of yours getting combust, no? This is like, more enthusiastic about things, but you're not visibly showing it to anyone. It's internal. You are actually, craving to find yourself, what you are. Okay. So you're just working on all of that. And you crave for expansion. You may desire to learn new things, education, experience, visiting new places, or you find other fun ways to break out from the normal routine. You can get a little restless also during this transit, with the, keeping aside your fun and channel your energy into interesting and stimulating ways. Watch out for being overly opinionated in your morals and beliefs, as you may be overly defensive of them during this time from 7 December to the 16th of January. Then it moves into your 10th house. And 10th house energy says, because it is going to be combust, so I have mentioned that, you need to be little careful about your public conflicts, burnout, clash with bosses if ego not managed. And 10th house energy is, like you feel quite motivated and driven, but you will not get that kind of recognition. You might just feel a little frustrated also. And you, especially about your reputation, I wish, because it is exalted, no? So you will have that kind of internalization, you will get that clarity about your potential now. You want that recognition, but if you don't get it, so don't get demotivated. You are going to be heading to that. So keep doing your dharma, keep performing your duty, without failing. Okay. And you're likely to be better viewing your goals in a realistic light now. Being honest with yourself will help you. Okay. And also, that confidence, don't let that break. You might just get that feeling that, oh, I am not able to accomplish, or I'm not able to do well during this combustion mode, because Mars is what? Mars is your enthusiasm also, no? So when it is combust, the sheen is getting, lesser. But do remember, sun is gaining strength here. So when sun is gaining strength, you definitely are going to have cordial relationship. You will try to have, you'll maintain cordial relationship with your bosses and seniors. They will, of course, supersede you, though. It's possible that you experience a conflict with the authority also. So you have to be a little careful about that. Then from this 23rd Feb to 2nd April, it's going to be conjunct Rahu, first of all, and it is going to be combust in your 11th house. Now, when it is combust in your 11th house, friendships, networks, and that the thing is that you must actually reinvent your dharma and career, but don't force outcomes, control anger, especially at the workplace. And also, when it is in the 11th house, you're likely to get more accomplished by working in a group. Don't think that you can do it all alone. But at the same time, Rahu energy is also there. So when Mars is combust, Rahu definitely overpowers this Mars. Otherwise, it said only Mars can overpower Rahu. So when it is combust, so definitely Rahu is the winner, because it will be eclipse also here in this zone when Sun is also going to be joining this Rahu and Mars. So we need to be a little careful about our leadership skills. We should be more charitable, not being too bossy, and not being, just running after money and gains, and, just be less materialistic during this time and be more spiritual and connect with your own people during this time. You may take a more unique approach to life during this time, and find yourself thinking out of the box with Rahu energy also there. And your long-term hopes and dreams may also lie on the horizon of your focus, and you may come up with some unique ideas during this time. But at the same time, don't get carried away by the Rahu energies. Okay. So you can definitely work on dharma, work on your career. Don't force outcomes, control your anger, especially at the workplace and with father and guru. That's the kind of advice I want to give you. Now, with Mars in the 12th house, that is conjunct Saturn, and it's going to be combust there. So this is like, you will be in that isolation mode. You want to do things, for yourself, or you want to reinvent yourself also. Okay. And you may feel drained spending time around others, and you might just feel rejuvenated when allow yourself to spend time alone. So the best thing is that and this can give you troubles while sleeping also, maybe because Saturn and Mars, two of the malefic grahas are there in the 12th house of yours. So it is something which will enhance your intuition. But at the same time, when you're intuitive, what happens, you're thinking, your mind is all the time working. So it's better that you work on your inner growth, and you see what maybe you are very imaginative. So try to journal during this time. The best is whatever ideas you're getting, that is from the 23rd Feb till from 2nd April till the 11th of May, when Mars is in your 12th house. So try to do things which alone, and allow yourself to take some kind of retreat or something where you can, work on yourself, retreat, rejuvenate yourself, some foreign travels, maybe, and learn occult sciences if possible. Something to do with occult will also be good idea for you. Of course, the best remedy that you can do is you can simply just recite Hanuman Chalisa and donate something in reds. Keep doing it if at all Mars is not giving you good results. So of course, disclaimer is that your chart is unique, so you must seek help and advice from the astrologer of your choice. So for Taurus, this transit of Mars 1 by 1 in combustion is going to be in Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So I'm going to be covering, though it started when it was in the 7th house, but I'm covering because I'm late. So 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th houses. Though I can cover the 7th house also if you want, because you can compare also whether this worked or not. So for you guys, when it was in the 7th house zone, so this actually, was, I don't remember the date now. That's another issue. Anyhow, it was just go back a month before 7th of December. So here it was, first of all, in trine to Saturn also. So this must have given you irritability in your relationship, something which triggered, but you could not utter a word, or maybe your partner was, having issues with you. or maybe there was some ego clash which was happening, so this might have made you assertive in your relationships, and probably not as scared by commitment. When problems in relationship came up, you actually were trying to escape. You wanted to just escape when Mars was combust in your Scorpio sign. Then it is moving into your eighth house from 7 December to 16th January 2026. Now, this can be intense, This can be little intense and transformative time, because Mars is in its own zone in a way, because eighth house is in the natural zodiac. If you see superimpose, it's its own zone. So it might just be intense, it might be transformative, it might just be that there can be less confident feeling that you have, less power, and also you feel that you're very investigating kinds, not just showing it on the outside, because combustion is all the time, I will use this, it is internalizing. Anger, internalizing. It's a volcano which is just building up. But if you use it well, for deeper communications, for deeper learning experiences, or maybe, during this time, if you can make quick decisions and sharp judgments and decisions, so this can transform the situation completely. How you make the best out of the worst, that kind of a situation is going to erupt during this time. And relationship and contracts can be under pressure also with this eighth house, like for finances, for emotional churning, loans, inheritance, intimacy, surgery possibilities. All these may not happen depending on your personal chart. Of course, the intensity will vary. Then it will be moving into your ninth house. Okay. So, and don't be too possessive when it's in the eighth house. Ninth house, combustion is from 16 Jan to 23rd Feb. So the ones who are joining now, I must tell you that I'm talking about Mars's combustion from for 182 days. So this might just be the time when you will feel, because it is your ninth house, so you may feel more enthusiastic to do things internally. You did not expect on the outside. There will be strong push to foreign travels, higher learning, legal matters, spiritual journeys. But combustion means outcomes may folly or they may delay, and that too with heavy price. Maybe you're traveling, but you have to pay extra price. Okay. That could also be there. But at the same time, this is a very positive time to relentlessly work towards your personal growth. Maybe you will meet someone, a guru-like figure during this time, who will guide you through also. See, you do feel confident when Mars is, exalted. But here, the confidence is there, but you're not getting the acknowledgement from others, because it is exalted in your 9,000 combustion. So it's like plus and minus, so it is minus only. So it will be like 40 to 60% ratio. So you will be very confident from inside, but when you don't get that kind of acknowledgement from the outside, it is not stimulating, it is not interesting, isn't it? So you feel that, why am I doing this? That lacking energy is going to be there. But don't worry, you will be overly, on the learning more side now. You can get a little restless. It's a good idea that, you just don't channelize your energies towards the fun, entertainment, etc. more. This is the time for learning, and also morals and belief system. What exactly? Don't be opinionated, okay? And don't be overly defensive also, okay? Try to work on the expansion without expecting too much, okay? Then Mars moves into your 10th house. 10th house, Rahu is there, and it is again Saturn sign. And that happens from 23rd Feb to 2nd of April in combustion mode. When Mars is combust, Rahu takes over. If Mars is not, then Mars takes over. But here it is going to be all through in the sign and is going to be conjunct Rahu. That means Rahu is going to be the winner. So what is Rahu energy? You know, Rahu is illusion, delusion, and confusion, and it's not going to let you think in the right direction. Okay. So it might just show you another picture and you will be doing something else. You put your hard work, your labor, and you feel, that you're motivated and driven by your ambitions. But, by the end of the day, you feel that you've done so much and somebody else took the cake. That kind of an issue might erupt. Maybe the authorities will take their name, that I have done it all. You might just be experiencing this already also because, as per B.V. Raman, it has already transited. So if you're feeling these energies from now also, it is because of the Ayamsha. So if you're in the Dasha also, so you're likely to be better at viewing your goals in a realistic light and being honest with yourself about what you really need will be a good idea. Don't expect too much, for the long term that I will get this promotion, I will get this. This is not the time to expect from your authorities, from your, from your co-workers, that kind of support that you're expecting. It is like, working silently and without any expectation, that kind of a phase, because Mars is combust. If you're thinking of traveling, if you're thinking of, buying property, etc., or reconciling with your partner, this is a good time for that. But, joining a new job and then, getting that kind of satisfaction, this is not the right time for that. Okay. If possible, experience conflict with authority. If possible, avoid conflicts with your authoritative figures. Then this Mars will be in your 11th house. So 11th house is about your career and gains from your career. That is happening from 2nd April to the 11th of May. So new roles, networks, but politics can be seen as well. So politics, I've already told you that you will do everything and someone else will take the credits. So be prepared for that. Saturn is also there. Saturn Mars can give you some feet region, shin region, ankle region, pains can be there. Body pains also happen actually, feet region especially. So take care of that. And with this Saturn and Mars conjunction in the Pisces sign, this is the time to work diligently with some matured people. You have many ideas, so you definitely will be working on them as well. Don't be too bossy or overbearing, with your own friends, the community you move around in. And also, during this time, you may find yourself thinking out of the box to solve the problems, and some ideas you'll be getting with Saturn energy also prevalent there. And this is Jupiter's sign after all. So you can also feel more social, you can be more focused because Mars is combust. So the aggression is lowered down. It's simmering though. You will be connecting with someone. You might just meet a potential partner during this time. Try to get closer to achieving your dream. Or 7th house combustion right now I'm talking about. So it is Mars opposite Jupiter also, not to forget that. So it is a big time saving grace. Mars is not a friendly graha to Mercury. So when it is losing its shin, it's losing its sheen, it's losing its power. So definitely it is positive for you. In relationship, you will find that relief. In case you were having issues, you will feel that the partner is now not very aggressive, not aggressive on the outside though, but it will definitely be getting more vulnerable, the relationship. You need to really work on your temper also. Ego clashes can happen, but it is definitely much better as compared to what it was when Mars was not combust. In the 7th house, it is actually, it is that kind of an experience in relationship where you can be very overbearing also with Mars's combustion. So that is something you have to work on. And don't ignore problems, in life, and don't escape. Just address whatever is going on. You're not addressing it with this Mars in the seventh house zone. And also, excuse me, Mars in the seventh house is, like partner may be irritable or stressed at times and needs your support. So that is something you need to do. And if it is like just cooking up, not sharing with you, then definitely it will erupt one fine day. So that is something you need to help your partner with. Then Mars moves into your eighth house, exalted there. And it's from the 16th of January till the 23rd of February 2026, when Mars is combust in your eighth house, exalted in the negative, it's in own zone. It is very powerful with the combustion mode also, because it's the eighth house energy. So it's good for therapy, it's good for occult, it's good for psychology, it's good for research work, it's good for any kind of surgical process if you have to go through debt restructuring, any kind of debt you have taken some from someone, or you have to, so you can just restructure your finances now, but handle carefully, because it can give you sudden events also if you act rashly. Okay. So that is that you have to take care of. Eighth house energy is very intense. You can be, quite a bit like possessive or controlling also, in your relationship. So that is something but you have that desire to transform yourself. You're thinking too much. Okay, I need to change here. I need to work on myself. I need to work on my career, my profession, my friends circle that community I move around in, speech related. You will be really, and you'll be a visionary also with this eighth house theme playing out. And also, you could be, it's better that you crave for deeper communication or deeper learning or deeper knowledge during this time, and some kind of experiences with others will also take place. Okay, so this is good. Then it moves into your 9,000 Aquarius sign, and Rahu energy is there. Now remember, when Rahu is with a combust Mars, definitely Rahu is the winner. Otherwise, Mars supersedes Rahu. I've seen that happening in many charts, because it's the ruler of your three Shadaya also getting combust. It is very, very helpful. But at the same time, Rahu energy is also engripping this Mars. So you will be a little confused about, or maybe some foreign guru, or you meet somebody who is, going to be taking you out of the country, marrying someone outside. The community is also quite likely. And also connecting with someone who can help you with the guidance that you're requiring. Higher studies, learn more, educational themes are going to play out in the ninth house. And this is also the time when you can maybe, get some career direction also with this, maybe, with the education that you're doing. So some certification programs you might be doing as well. Just try to do it online, because Rahu is there with Mars. So if you learn something, related to the online thing or certification program that you're getting, distant learning program, so this is good. Okay, Rahu is also a foreigner, so you might just find a foreign guru online. You never know. Then it moves into your 10th house. Saturn is already there. So direction in life and career crystallizes post this intense journey. Prioritize health, paperwork, legal clarity. Don't gamble with risky investments during the exalted Saturn in the eighth house phase. That's the theme. But if you want to join a job, just mellow down a bit. Don't expect that the bosses will work according to your whims and fancies. They will accept your ideas instantly. No, this is the time to give, at the place of work. It is not the time to extract. So remember, whatever you're going to plant now, you're going to be reaping it when Mars goes to your 11th house, 12th house. So that's a good transit for you guys. In relationships also, you will feel that things are getting better for you, in your friendship, in your uh, in your yeah, it is definitely very it's going to give you that kind of clarity also. Okay, that okay, I want to be in this relationship, I don't want to, or maybe you will go for the divorce that you have been waiting for from a long time, because it's your eighth lord. So don't it's your sixth lord, so don't get into any kind of legal battles now, because Mars is combust. Any kind of sports activity you must join now, so that this combust Mars gives you that kind of physical strength. If at all it is losing its sheen, so you must make it stronger, isn't it? So join a yoga class, pranayam, do something where you can be better off. Okay. So this is the key theme, and I think you're good to go. I don't see it happening a negative way. Rather, in the eighth house also, it's giving you good results. You might just transform, you might just change, you might just learn something, and you become very imaginative. You start journaling. Okay. So good themes, actually. For Cancer sign, this Mars is going to be transiting your sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth houses in combustion mode. Okay. Now, combustion, I have explained in the beginning part, when it is in the close vicinity, 17 degrees orb closer to sun, it gets burnt out. So its significations mellow down. So it said that when a malefic graha gets combust, it's better, but we need the courage and the impulsive or we can say the dedication or the enthusiasm also. So when Mars is the Yogakara graha of yours, which is a very, very powerful graha, gets combust, you feel gloomy, you feel mellow down, you feel that things are not moving in the direction you wanted them to, or you do feel that things are, the main theme is about your work and health. You are not able to work out. You want to start a fitness regime, you're not able to. You're not getting the verdict that you were waiting for in your litigation, etc., from 7 December to the 16th of January. This is the theme which is going to play out. So the best is that you just don't expect too much during this time. Don't start anything status quo, especially related to your sixth house theme. So if you're not able to work out, you should push yourself to work out. If you're not able to have cordial relationship with your friends and family, you must put that effort. Don't be gloomy. It's better that go for a nature's walk. Just go under the open sky. That'll help you. Okay. So that's the key theme of the sixth house Mars combustion. And then Jupiter's grace is also there, not to forget. It's looking at its own sign. So it is going to protect you. If you have any kind of disease, it will be cured also. You'll find the cure. Because Mars is actually, the Karaka for strength. So that strength is missing, that positive energy, that zeal, that enthusiasm. Yeah, I have to do this. I will do it. So that is something which will be missing somewhere. It'll be missing. Okay. But don't worry. It is good if you just start reading Bhagavad Gita, one chapter of Bhagavad Gita, any day that you feel gloomy. Chapter 2 says, I really get touched, when it says that do your karma and don't wait for the fruits, the fruition. It will happen. It will come. You're doing your karma. Do your karma. Okay. Karma is your guru. That's what I learned, from my Guruji today. Then Mars moves into your seventh house in the Capricorn sign. It is exalted there. So when a Yogakara graha is exalted but combust, it is not going to be good for relationship. Maybe you have a distant relationship with your partner, or the partner becomes stressed out internally. There's a lot of work, or there is a lot of hitch between the two of you. It might just not be that great for passion, romance. That might just be missing, And the workload has increased any which way. So you have to pay attention to the digestion also during this time. Your partner needs to be taking care of the blood and inflammation, etc. as well. So in the seventh house, there's higher energy in partnership and public life, but combustion gives ego clashes and power struggles. Could bring decisive moods, commitments, breakups. big client contracts also, because it is looking at your 10th house in combustion mode. So this is actually not the time to start a relationship. In the current relationship, you must hold on to it, because Mars is the yoga karagraha exalted combust. So it might just be a reversal later. Then Mars moves into your 8th house and then 9th. So from the 23rd February till the 2nd April is going to be in your 8th, and 2nd April to 11th May, it's going to be in your 12th house, 10th house, sorry, 9th house. It's wrong with me. So deep emotional transformation leads to renewed faith, possible long distance journeys. And in relationship and business deals, tone and timing are everything. Don't weaponize words. Very powerful for joint ventures if both sides are ethical. That's the main advice that I can give you. But do remember, in the 9th house, it says that do your karma, follow the dharma, and just keep going. You might just meet a guru. You might just travel. This is the key theme of this Mars combustion. You may learn something very important during this time. And you might just spend on your father's health, because Mars is your 10th Lord combust. So you have to be cautious what you convey. Or maybe you are just giving away your ideas to your bosses and seniors. You're expecting things to happen and in your favor, but they don't. They use your ideas and, take the credit. That can also happen. That is something you have to either expect that or you accept that. Okay. So it's up to you how you accept things, and just don't expect a lot from this situation. Okay. So good for learn more, transformative phase for you guys. So this is going to be definitely powerful for you. Okay. And also for you guys, you must perform puja, homam, some rituals, fire rituals, if possible. And if you can't, at least during this time period from 2nd April to 11th of May, in your north direction of the house, light a candle or a diya or a tea light. Light it every evening. Okay. From this time to this time period, 2nd April to 11th May. Okay. So for Leo natives, this Mars is going to get combust in your 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th houses. It has already transited through the Scorpio sign. It has already been combust. So from 7th December to 16th of January, Mars is going to be in your 5th house. 5th house is creative search, romance, speculation, but avoid ego with children and risky bets. Okay. Also, you might just come across someone who is the potential partner, or maybe in relationship, you can be little sexually agile, or maybe because Mars is combust. When Mars is combust in the 5th house, it triggers, a relationship in a negative manner. It is combust. So there is a sexual urge, there is a physical attraction, but it is not connected to the emotional attachment also. So it might just be, that you are physically agile and you are venting it out in a different way. Also, there is a possibility of connecting with a partner or with children. Maybe, you're going to be little upset with them, or they are just, not listening to you. So you're not able to gel well during this time with Mars combustion. It's the 9th Lord. So maybe you can have clashes with your father also. And because it is the 12th Lord in the 5th house, in the 12 places away, like it's the 4th Lord in the 5th. So it might just trigger a relationship with the ex-partner also. Ex-relationship can also trigger during this time. And also it is going to be transiting through your 6th house. So it is good for defeating your enemies. It is good for winning disputes. You can have a lot of workload, stressed out, burnout, overwork, and also take good care of your stomach, heat, because It is exalted there, and Mars is combust. It's exalted though in the 6th house. So it can give you some inflammatory disease also if you're not taking care of your body and not listening to it, and you're just going on working. This might just not be a good phase to connect with your coworkers or the team that you're leading. Maybe you're not getting that kind of recognition or that kind of chemistry and bonding with others, so you're feeling frustrated. It's an inner volcano. You must understand, it's not an outside erupted volcano. Mars is cooking up something inside, so you don't get frustrated uh, in one go. It's best that you are internalizing and working on yourself and calming that volcano down now itself. Nip it in the bud. Don't let it erupt later. Mars moves into your 7th house. Rahu energy is also there. Mars is your Yogkara Graha. So what is happening here when the Yogkara Graha is getting combust? Rahu is going to supersede. And that's happening from 23rd February till the 2nd of April. So you have to be careful about your relationship. Relationships tests happen, deeper intimacy, financial entanglements will happen. So you need to be careful about your investments. Don't get carried away in relationships. Somebody is guiding you through and you say, okay, let me put in this kind of money into my business. You might just get a proposal too good to be true and you just fall prey to it. Don't do that, because Rahu energy is superseding here. So you need to be careful about whom you are getting connected with and who you are getting influenced by. So draw a line and keep a constant check on your mood swings also, or your partner's mood swings. Maybe, you're not able to connect with your partner during this time period, especially, or not able to have that kind of understanding. So, or if you get connected to someone, you propose someone, you are dating. So this might just be a temporary phase. So don't get too attached to the person. Okay. You think that it is going to trigger, it is going to be really, a long lasting relationship, but it might not be. So you have to be careful. Then Mars is going to get combust in the 8th house and Saturn is there. That's from the 2nd April to the 11th of May. So here you have to clear your clutter, debts, addictions, laziness. Respect your body's limits. Don't push yourself. I have to do this also, I have to do that also. I'm that FOMO thing, fear of missing out. So you're doing a lot because of that. So you need to check what is it that is causing this kind of stress, this kind of anxiety, this kind of insecurity. So that kind of situation may erupt. And specifically for Leo rising, Saturn's transit in the 8th house is causing a lot of trouble, a lot of anxiety, fear, insecurity. But it is good for learning more. You're able to absorb more. With Mars going there, you definitely are going to be more into learning process. You're more imaginative. But at the same time, you have to leave aside your insecurities, learn, focus. That focus is required. So when you are focused, definitely you're going to sail through each and every kind of situation. Handle your finances well, very carefully, and real estate matters also. You can have clashes with your siblings, also that you have to check. Okay. So for Virgo natives, this transit of Mars is going to be in your 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th houses. 7 December to 16th January, Mars is combust in your 4th house. Not a good time to purchase property. Real estate matters might linger on, or maybe there is something about your mental setup. You're getting very anxious. See, Mars is in the 4th house. Any which ways, it's a debilitated place in the natural zodiac. To top it all, it is combust also, and it is in the Sagittarius sign. So the best theme is about this 4th house energy, that you defer the major decisions right now, because you're going to be thinking emotionally and you will not be able to make right kind of decisions. Maybe you have to travel overseas. Okay. You have to leave your place and go somewhere else. renovation, moves, property related matters, inner security issues, they might just not be in your favor. So if you're signing the documents, also reread them. You have to sell the property. Okay, I will, but not right now. The best would be when Mars is out of this zone. When it is in the seventh house, still okay. That is from the 2nd April to the 11th May. So, 7 December to 16 January, not a good time period to purchase property, vehicle. Maybe your vehicle will give you troubles again and again. You might feel uneasy because of that. Though it is in trine to Ketu, so it'll just maybe, give you that support here to do things. But it is a surgical combination also. Maybe if you have to go for a surgery, so you can do it. Maybe your mom has to go for a surgical operation. So support. Jupiter is looking here, so it's a big time support also. So if you want to renovate your place, you can do it with the support of the right kind of architect. Take the help of a Vastu consultant, okay? Then Mars moves into your exalted place of the 5th house, and being the unfriendly graha, exalted place in combustion is minus, minus, plus. It is plus. Why? Because it is combust. It is minus. Why? Because it is not a friendly graha. So it is good for you, for connecting with your children in a very creative manner. Maybe you'll be helping them. Also leadership in teaching, speculative wins, children related decisions, sending them overseas, or maybe you're going to be signing some documents also during this time regards to your property matters. So you will be making some important decisions, and it is super for creative output, of course. Okay. Don't be stubborn, don't have ego clashes with your children, with the creative collaborators. Just take it easy. Don't expect too much. You have given them something to do and they're not doing the way you want to do. So it might just be frustrating also. So relax. Things will fall in place. And don't get into any kind of speculation right now. This is not the phase, especially 16 Jan to 23rd Feb next year. That is 2026. Not a good time for doing so also. Okay. Then Mars is also for romance. It might just trigger some new relationship, also ex-relationship, or maybe, you're physically agile, you're quite charged up with energies during this time. Or maybe you're not, you're not showing it outside, but you are. Okay. Then Mars moves into your 6th house and Rahu's waiting there, and Mars is combust. Now, when Mars being the Akarak Graha, Akarak means not a friendly Graha to Mercury, it is with Rahu, combust, it is good. It's like minus, 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 and then it comes to plus. Okay. So it is good for routine, it's good for relationship, good for litigation, good for romance, good for signing some MOUs, or, something where you are going to be more into serious creative studies also. You might just be joining you're taking some competitive examination during this time. Good for recovery from the disease also. But Rahu is there, so you have to be a little cautious about something which is not very clear. So you need to take care of that. Maybe you have to go through 2-3 more tests, or you have to go to you seek advice from the second opinion from the other doctor or something, So that is something which is going to help you only. Don't worry. And also work out. This is the time you connect with the nature, and if you have anything to do with your relationship, filing a litigation, loan, etc. So this might be a positive time period. So it is good, 8th Lord is getting combust and with Rahu. So it's positive. Okay. Good for recovery from your debt and your debts and your, disease, and your recovery from your egoistical clashes with others also. Good for competition success. So it's positive. Lastly, it is going to be in your 7th house, and Saturn is there. So 7th house key theme is basically about your relationship. Maybe you can have some issues in ego clashes or issues in relationship. Maybe you're not getting what you expect from the relationship. Or the partner is, in fact, from 2nd April to 11th May, this might just be the testing and trying times in relationship. You have to be a little careful about that. Thankfully, Mars being the 8th Lord with Saturn is again a positive thing only. because it is also your third lord. So with your siblings, you have to be a little careful, but otherwise it is good for your new relationship. If you want, you can maybe meet someone from the overseas also. You're traveling and meeting someone, some retreat you took or a spiritual journey you were on. So you met someone, a religious place you were going to, or maybe an NGO or a hospital you were just visiting and you met someone. It so happens, right? And that might just turn into a good relationship. Even in your business relationship, it is good. This time period is a good time period. Okay, so for Libra natives, Mars is going to be getting combust in your third, fourth, fifth, and sixth houses. 7 December to 16 January 2026, Mars is going to be in your third house. Mars is your Maraka planet. So when it is in the third house, it is going to be good for marketing. It is good for writing. It is good for online presence. But you can be fueled by anger sometimes. It is definitely positive when the Maraka planet is getting combust. You might just connect with a guru, online guru or teacher, or maybe you will be joining a new work. Maybe you're traveling for work during this time. So it's good to connect with your siblings, your neighbors, your friends, and just reconcile. And your anger is monitored. Basically, it is actually toned down. You must have felt yourself. You're very calm. Suddenly you feel very light. So since 7 December, you have felt, oh yes, I'm making positive decisions. I'm thinking positive also. I'm moving in the right kind of direction. Okay. But communication wise, you have to be a little more softer. Okay. From 16 January 26 to 23rd February 2026, Mars is going to be in your fourth house. It's exalted and it is combust. Thankfully, it is combust because the Maraka Graha needs to be losing the strength. So when we talk about the fourth house themes, it's the time for maybe, making decisions regards to your purchase of property, vehicle, relocation. And there can be some stress at home or pressure on mother, or maybe some overeating can cause heartburns, or maybe some emotional, highs and lows with Mars in the fourth house. So you have to balance, because, Libra, my dear Libras, they are lacking balance. They are extremes, like I'll do the workout today. They'll be working out so much that the next day they are off. I can't do it. So it's just an example I'm giving. I know them, through and through. It's like that because, Mars is, Libra is something, that sign where I have so many my own people in the family who are Libra rising. So I know. So what happens, they're very extreme people. They will think sometimes left and completely right at times. So you need to strike a balance. So when it comes to the fourth house energy, so you need to strike a balance on the home front, on your emotions, eat right. Don't overeat that you have digestive troubles. Okay. So this is from the 16th Jan to the 23rd Feb 2026. Okay. Relocation, of course, is also evident. Maybe you'll be changing a job or something. You might just find a job if you're without a job right now. Then Mars moves into your fifth house and Rahu is also there. Okay. Rahu is there in the Aquarius sign. And in your fifth house, it is where, your love life, your children, your health, you need to focus more on. Health recovery happens because it's 12 from the 6th, no? So it is good for your health recovery. But yes, it is not that great for your making decisions about your relationship, triggering your new relationship, ex relationship. You have to be very careful with that. Also, it might just create that kind of physical attachment more than the emotional attachment with the partner. Children might be leaving you and going to the overseas places, or maybe they're going to be joining some changing they are going to be changing their um, education, or something like streams of education they're going to be shifting from during this time, 23rd Feb to 2nd of April. But you have to be careful in your investments. Don't get carried away and make decisions regards to your investments. Then Mars moves into your Pisces sign conjunct Saturn. So till May 11th, 2nd April to May 11th, Mars is going to be conjunct Saturn. This is good. It will give you that kind of positive energy towards making decisions about your uh, maybe finding a good doctor, or paying off your loans. If you are having any kind of loans, you're having some debts that you have to pay off. So this is going to be a good time period, because it is like a slow planet and a fast planet. They're coming together. But do remember that Mars is combust. So it might just delay the process, but you will definitely get the relief. Start working out and sweat it out. When Mars and Saturn are together, you should sweat it out. Go for some donations, go for morning walks, help some old age people, talk to them if they are lonely. So that is also a very good remedy. So this is good for good. What advice is that handle family and money delicately. Use exalted fourth house Saturn to stabilize your base, home, emotional foundation, rather than fighting within it. Fight within it. Okay, avoid that. So for Scorpio natives, this Mars is going to be combust in your third, fourth, fifth, and lastly, fifth house only. Sorry. So third house from 7th December to 16th of January, it's going to be in your second house. So Scorpio, the ruler of yours is getting combust. So you do feel little uneasy during this time period, because you are missing out on your own identity here, because Mars is not having his sheen, his energy right now. Your identity, your body, it is about your physical strain also happens, and financial behavior, food habit, etc. can get, family dynamics are under pressure, speech related problem. You're going to be very, maybe too harsh in your speech at times. It's not because Mars is in your Lagnesh in the second house combust. If this Mars was not combust, it would have been like, in the second house, given you a lot of energy, and you would have been in that zone where you would have made money out of money. You would have had many ideas. But here, what is happening? You are having ideas, but you're not able to put forth. You're having a lot of energy, but you're not able to utilize it. That is what is Mars doing. It is just pulling you back. You have a lot of opportunities, but you're not able to use them. So maybe with your family, you're not able to convey, or you're not having that kind of chemistry in bonding. You're saying something, they're going left, you're going right. They're going north, you're going south. So that kind of an energy is going to be there. So you lose your words, or maybe your shortage of words are there, or not right kind of communication is there. Okay, so you need to figure that out, that how you can balance things, and try to help others rather than becoming a problem to them. Then Mars is combust in your third house, exalted there. This is a very good placement for Mars, though, in the third house, and also exalted, but it is combust. The Lagnesh is combust, sixth lord is combust also. So you can have issues in relationship with your siblings, neighbors, friends. Don't fall prey to a very lucrative or offer, or talk, very sugar coated talks, and you get that honey trap. It is like a honey trap. So you need to be very careful. It is good for learning skills, writing, etc. Very good for marketing, sales, but not a good time for risk taking. Arguments with siblings can happen, rash travels can happen. I'm going out, I'm going to travel now, I'm going to drive now. So those kinds of things you have to be very careful. I'm going to sell off my property, I'm getting a good price, I must sell off my property. So that is something which is going to be a wrong decision. Whatever is too good to be true situation is not the situation for you, because Rahu is also in the fourth house. You tend to make wrong decisions with Rahu in the fourth house energy. So inner emotional healing and then creative childlike outcomes, of course, with the fifth house energy is prevalent. So you need to be very careful about what you are going through, because fourth house, you have a Rahu, which is giving you a very vague picture. Suppose you have to buy a vehicle, suppose, okay? Now, somebody you have seen driving that vehicle, or you've seen your friend purchase this vehicle and you're very impressed. Oh, wow, this is a very comfortable and a very cushy car and very good mileage. And oh, I can just, purchase this. You buy that, but it is not that kind of a car which you actually expected it to be. Or maybe you purchased a defective car. Maybe it cannot be rectified. So you have to be careful with that. You purchased a property, or you're renovating your house, for example. You're refurbishing your house. You wanted a particular color and you're not getting it to paint. You want a particular upholstery or tapestry, you're not getting it. Something will be amiss, So it might just give you some anxiety. You're traveling to overseas places, you want to travel. You do travel, you relocate maybe, but you're not too comfortable with this combustion phase. So it's better that you defer it. From 23rd Feb to 2nd April, this is not the right time. Maybe when it moves into your fifth house, you travel and you get a breakthrough, a good place to relocate to. So 2nd April to 11th May is the time when you have to take care of your connectivity with your children, with your romantic partner. It might just delay the marriage or relationship, or there can be some frustration that you're experiencing with kids. They're not doing well, or they're suffering with some health issues. So you have to take care of all of that as well. Or they are mentally stressed out at times, so happens. And then ex relationship comes back and it just bothers you back and forth, back and forth. So you have to be a little careful about that. That's why I said honey trap. It can be a sugary trap. So be careful. So all of these are the key themes. So guard your body and reputation this particular combustion, and use your Mars's ingress in your third house to learn, produce maybe courses, contents, projects. So not fight unnecessarily. This is actually the time when you should use this energy, because you're digressing. So use it in the right direction and now you're good to go. Don't digress. Okay. Stay focused. You're good to go. For Sagittarius natives, Mars is going to be in your first, second, third, and lastly, the fourth house in combustion. So when it is going to be combust in your first house, it is about your, there's a huge drive in you. That is from 7 December to 16 January 2026. You have a huge drive. But you know what is happening? You're not able to, you feel that your identity feels charged. There is, the drive is there, but you're frustrated because things are not moving in that direction. When Mars, since 7th of December, you must have felt this even more, because Saturn is also looking here. And thankfully, Jupiter is also looking there. So it is like balancing also. But Jupiter is retrograde, you must understand. So you must actually see that when Mars from 7 December to 16 January frustrates you, you need to mellow down a bit. That ego, aggression, channelize it to the right direction. I'm assuring, this is an assurance from my side, that this transit will be very good for you. Because, Mars is a friendly graha to Sagittarius sign ruler Jupiter, and is also aspected by Saturn, where he exalts in Saturn sign, the second house. So this is the energy which is going to pave way to new things. Maybe you're different. You have to change. You have to transform to get the results. You're doing the same thing, and expecting different results. It's that kind of a situation. Everybody knows this. So when you are doing different way to achieve that particular goal that you were chasing, definitely you will gain it, no? So now you read between lines what I'm saying. So in your situation, whatever, maybe you're applying in the wrong direction and you're expecting that job, maybe apply somewhere else. You will get that job. Change. Okay. Or maybe some change is required. Just drive safely. Risk of accidents, inflammation, and impulsive speech does happen when Mars is in your first house. Combust. Because Mars in the first house gives you aggression, it gives you that power, that confidence. But when it is combust, what is happening? You are as if there's a huge tree and there's a small plant underneath. That plant is not growing because there's a tree there. So you feel that way, that you're giving all the ideas away to your bosses and seniors, and they're taking away the credit. It's okay. Karma rebounds. So don't worry. So do your thing, do your bit, and don't expect too much. And you're good to go. Then Mars goes into your second house. You can have problems in relationship with your family members. You must not leave the path of your righteousness. You must value your value system, where you have come from, the root. Mars is exalted here, no? In the second house. It is exalted, combust. So what will happen? There will be some confusion of finances. There can be some issue in your speech, tongue, maybe bristles you will have, or maybe you can have blisters. Yeah, blisters. You can have blisters. Or maybe, you're having heaty food and can cause some issues here and there. So inflammation can be there, stomach related problem can be there, impulsive speech can be there, or maybe you're just spending too much money on the assets and investments and all that. So you feel that this can be irritable phase. So you have to be careful about all this. Don't get carried away in your family conflicts through harsh words or hurt others and invest impulsively and then you lose money. I don't want you to do that. Be prepared. This is between 16 January to 23rd Feb next year. Then 23rd Feb to 2nd April, Rahu and Mars join in the third house, combust Mars. There's a difference, huge difference. Mars rules the third house zone. It's a Karaka for siblings, communication, for confidence, for boldness. Now here it is combust. Combustion means that it is losing his capability to perform. It is not losing his significations completely. Mars is Mars, but it is losing the strength. It's just dimming. So when it is dimming, that means you have to let the authorities rule. The film star has come on stage and you're performing. Let him take the show. Okay, lead the show. It's okay. I will get my time once you go. So the sun, the authority, the government, anything to do with that paperwork, etc., PR, visa, etc., they might just be delayed, or it might just be not. Maybe you're filing the documents, it's not done correctly. Rahu is also there, so it deviates you from the path. But it is a good time to apply also. I'm not saying don't do it. Any kind of property related matters, change or disposing your property, all that is also quite positive and possible also. Watch impulsivity though. Okay. And use this period for networking your value system and financial discipline, not only chasing quick gains. That is the major advice. Then it moves into your fourth house. 2nd April to 11th May, it's going to be in your fourth house. Now, here Saturn is also there. See, when Saturn is in the fourth house, now there is a displacement which can happen. When it will happen depends on your personal chart. But it does, because it's a long transit. Saturn is going to be here for 2 years, 2.5 years. So when Saturn is in the fourth house with Mars, which is combust, so this might be the phase when you can feel a little uncomfortable in the place where you're living, place of abode. Drive safely. Don't buy a new vehicle right now in this period, 2nd April to 11th May. If you have to, if you have no choice, then you should do it on a day when moon is not in Mars's nakshatra, when moon is maybe transiting through Venus's nakshatra, then, or Jupiter's nakshatra, then purchase. If Jupiter is in your natal chart also positive, see, there are so many clauses also, no? But this is how you should pick and choose the muhurta. So when Saturn is there, you with your mother, you can have some problem, or maybe, you can have some lack of chemistry and bonding at home, or maybe, you're going to be renovating your place and refurbishing your place also, but it might not be as per your taste. I'm just forewarning you for that also. And also Saturn gives a very strict mom, or mother is very can be unwell during this time also. In the natal chart, I was saying, when Saturn is in the fourth house, or Saturn is looking here from the second house, or from the seventh house, or from the 10th house. So what happens? It gives a very disciplined and a strict mother. But when Mars and Saturn are there in transit, it's a different story. It might just trigger a house change, new house purchase, new vehicle, etc. When Mars is combust, avoid. With siblings, you can have some issues. So you need to reconcile with. For Capricorn natives, this transit of Mars is going to be in your 12th, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd houses in combustion. 7 December all the way to 11th May, it's going to be here. It has already been combust in the Scorpio sign, which I'm not covering because it's over when I'm making this video. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it's delayed from my side, though I have mentioned in the earlier videos. So, but it's okay. I don't have to prove my knowledge. So 7 December to 16th of January 2026, Mars is going to be in your 12th house. 12th house is the house of retreat, self, internalization, and it's combust. Mars exalts in your first house, remember. So definitely Mars loses his strength when it's in the 12th house and is combust. Being the ruler of your 4th, being the ruler of your 11th, it's combust. So it's definitely, where you feel that there's lots on your plate and you're not able to finish anything. You feel burnout, you feel stressed, you feel very anxious. There's some hidden pressure and anger all the time, which can be, troubling you. So you have spiritual pressure also. Why am I not meditating? Why am I not able to meditate? Why am I not learning meditation? Why am I not growing spiritually? All these things happen when Mars is combust, because the feeling of the fear, the insecurity comes when Mars is weak, remember. Otherwise, you're bold. Oh, nothing can beat me. Oh, nothing can happen to me. Oh, I'm very strong. That is when Mars is very strong. Ujja. If Mars is in your first house, exalted and no affliction, oh, wow, you're good to go. Even if you're in trouble, you will just, face head on. But here, what is happening? Mars is combust, no? So it is losing his power. So you need to take rest. You need to be in isolation to learn more what exactly is causing the trouble, some hidden anger that you have to work on. It's not going to be a volcano which erupts later, isn't it? So you need to work on that. So for that, you have to be in isolation. You have to work on yourself, your self-worth. Okay. Don't just not misunderstand, but underrate yourself. Okay. Misquote yourself. Then Mars moves into your first house. And that's from the 16th of January to 23rd Feb 2026, when Mars is exalted. So massive personal energy and courage, possibly you are going to rebrand yourself. You are going to be taking some bold leadership decisions, but at the same time, you may overpush with Mars in the first house in combustion. You can have clash with your authorities also. Here, I'm not taking the aspects in anything, it's included in the reading itself. I'm not explaining, I'm not mentioning it. Your body is actually burnt out body. You're feeling that I'm done. That kind of a feeling can also come in. That can sink in from 16 Jan to 23rd Feb 2026. So you need to strike a balance again. Okay, it's just a phase. I'll sail through. Hanumanji, please help me. Give me that strength. Okay, so you can ask for that. No harm. Or maybe with your, someone who's assisting you might just come to your rescue. Maybe a co-worker, maybe your partner, business partner, someone you did not expect might just come and help you. Okay. So be receptive to that. But at the same time, this is not the time to overpush, and don't have clashes with your authorities. If you're looking for a job change, this is not the time. You will not, if you get it, you will not be satisfied. So take it, grab it. If you don't have any choice, you must. What's the problem? Then Mars is going to be combust in your second house in the Aquarius sign from 23rd Feb to the 2nd of April. This is second house transit. So it's about money, how you can upskill yourself. Don't follow the path which is not right, which is not ethical. This is not the time to make money from the unethical ways. You will get that. You will get that opportunity, or not that opportunity, I would say that situation where you can make wrong decisions. Okay. Quickly follow your earlier assertive moves, I would suggest. And also, this is a powerful window to reset identity and life direction, remember. But you need to pace yourself, avoid needless arguments with the second house energy playing out with Rahu and Mars, especially with your bosses and family. Okay. And then Mars is going to become combust in your third house. Siblings, courage, boldness, writing skills, travels. You need to be a little careful while driving here. Don't sell your property in impulse. Lord of the Fourth is in the 12th place. So you might just sell your property, but there can be some issues in documentation. PR, visa, etc. might just get delayed. So you need to be careful about all of that. Relocation is also evident. Okay. So for Aquarius natives, this transit of Mars is going to be in your 11th, 12th, 1st, and 2nd houses. In the 11th house, Mars is going to be in the Sagittarius sign from 7 December to 16 January in combustion. This is combust Mars. Okay. Combust Mars is when sun takes away the limelight. So you can have issues with your authorities here, with your friends, with the community you move around in. And there can be some arguments that you will be picking up again and again, and this can cause troubles here and there. Also, sun takes the limelight. That means the other people, whatever you are doing, you'll be frustrated. You're doing everything and they're taking the credit. How will you feel? This can give you all that kind of situation. I'm preparing you. If it is happening, I'm preparing you. If it's not happening, all the more better. Better for me also, for good for you also. Because maybe you have stronger position of Mars in your natal chart. Or other graha is looking here, which is positive, strengthening it. So this can give you unstable bosses. Maybe the bosses change, the boss changes, or the superiors change. Or maybe the company is taken over by others and your department is changed, or some uneasiness or frustration you might just go through. And this can bring about sudden career actions, leadership conflicts happens. Also with the government, you can have some issues if you have filed any PR, visa, etc. So it might just give you trouble, or there is some mistake that happens between 7 December to 16 January. Be careful. Okay. Then Mars moves into and also heated friendships and group politics can also happen. I must tell you, activism and all. In the 12th house, that is exalted place for Mars, 16 January to 23rd Feb next year, that is 2026. This happens in the 12th house. Great for tapas, great for foreign travels, retreat, deep spiritual work, also behind the scenes projects. There can be risk of secret affairs or maybe hidden enemies. Financial waste happens when Mars is combust. Okay. Or there can be some sleep disorders, sleep issues, lack of sleep. And you will not enjoy the bed pleasures also. It's not that great. The chemistry and bonding is not that great. What you were enjoying earlier, you will not be able to. So you need to work on all these things also, because it's a ruler of your 10th house and the 12th. So maybe you're traveling overseas for work, but you're not happy traveling. It's like, you're forced to travel anywhere, could be short distance journey also, because it's a ruler of your 3rd house also. Then Mars moves into your 1st house, and from the 23rd Feb to the 2nd of April 2026. in the first house. Rahu is waiting here. Rahu is already giving you illusion, delusion, confusion. I will do this also. I will do that also. I want to grip this also. Why things are not working my way? Why am I feeling frustrated? Why my situation is not that great? Dissatisfied, not that content. Because Rahu is in the first house, no? Ketu is in the seventh. That means other people are taking away all the energies. And they are actually, you're craving and others are enjoying. So you're giving away all your energy to them. And when Mars is combust in here, so this might just give you that kind of irritability now, frustration even more. Rahu's taking away the limelight here. So it might just be, that you have to take care of your body, you have to take care of your physique. There can be a surgical process, or there can be health issue, or there can be mental stress, which can increase because Mars is your third lord. Mars is your 10th lord. So you can have issues with your siblings, or siblings can have troubles in the foreign land. Health, or maybe you're signing some documents and you're making mistakes after mistakes. You're traveling and there is an accident. Means, God forbid, maybe your vehicle breaks down or something by road if you're traveling. So be careful, when you're traveling. I request you. Also, Mars is husband in a female chart. So maybe a foreigner you come across and you that sugar trap again, or the honey trap, as we say. So you need to be a little careful of that also. Okay, don't fall prey to the illusion, delusion, confusion again. It can be off track. So stay put, I would say. Also, Mars is siblings. Siblings might be traveling to the overseas places. And land. It can give you dispute of land with Mars and Rahu there. So you need to be careful about signing the agreement and documents also. Then Mars moves into your second house, conjunct Saturn, combustion. Second house is food, family, finance. So you have to be careful of your speech, what you convey. Take the help and advice of your parents, of your family members, before jumping into any conclusion about your purchase of property, or, maybe, just getting married to, I want to marry this person, so and so person. So you need to inform them at least, and take their advice once. All the more better. And so this is happening from 2nd April to the 11th of May, 2026, and Saturn is there. So you need to save your money also. Okay. See, this particular combustion mode is that channel Mars into seva, sadhana, research, and not self-sabotage. Seva is very good. Be careful with escapism, substances, late nights, pointless scrolling, on the phone all night, not able to sleep well. No, avoid. Why? Why self-sabotage don't waste your energy. Conserve it rather and help others. Adopt a child and teach. Why not? You can do it. Try it out. You'll feel better. Jupiter is in your 5th house after all. Connect with children, connect with students, connect with a teacher, a guru, mentorship program. Okay. Mars is compass. So my sound is also going down. Can you see? Energy is going down. This is what is combustion. Every video has a meaning and every video has a link to the planet. Whenever I'm doing that particular video, it definitely reflects. You must have seen, experienced. Coming to the last one, Pisces. Mars is going to be in your 10th, 11th, 12th, and the first houses. Starting from 7 December, though it has already started from before, 7 December to 11th May, I'm going to be discussing. Okay. So 7 December to 16 January, it is going to be in your 10th house. 10th house is about your dharma, about your career, about your intensity in work. So this might just give you intense work-life developments, promotions, and visibility. Authority clashes can happen. It's also quite likely that your bosses change, your superiority level reduces, workload increases, department change happens, you can have issues with your coworkers. You might just purchase a property and you have to sell it suddenly, or there can be some mistake in signing the documents also, purchasing the property or selling the property, etc. You have to review. And but Jupiter is there in the fourth house. It's a big time saving grace for you guys. So 7 December to 16 January, I would suggest status quo must be maintained. As it is, it's your second lord and your ninth lord, your Bhagya lord is getting combust. So you should not depend on things to happen automatically. You have to put effort and don't expect anything in return. That's what is this Mars in the 10th house going to do. 16 January to 23rd February 2026, Mars is going to be in your 11th house. Now the energy is shifting to your profession, career, whatever you were going through. Now this is going to be giving you that kind of visibility now. Okay. So it is going to be good for bigger roles, bigger goals, social media growth, influential networks. Major gains will happen. But do remember, it is, after all, Mars combustion. Exalted, but combustion. Don't get into the envy mode. People will envy you, or you will have that envious comparison. And it can also give you some conflicts with your friends or your elder siblings, or overexpansion risks can happen. You may also feel the need for completing the task quickly and getting that recognition. So that fear of losing can be there, of the power. Okay. But it is also, maintain a good relation, good vibes with your friends also. Don't just fall prey to the impulsiveness and, impulsivity and getting into that aggression mode. I don't want this friend, this person is using me and all that. Okay. So be careful about that. Then Mars is going to be getting combust in your 12th house. Rahu is waiting there. Remember, this is from the 23rd February till the 2nd of April 2026 in the 12th house. This happens. So you may feel the need for retreat, healing, and reconfiguring self-image. But do remember, Rahu is there. So it might just deviate you from the path, or maybe you will, get into the mode of finding a guru overseas, travels overseas, or maybe, you're going to be having some issues in your relationship also. Some bed pleasure issue can happen also. You need to take care of your mental setup during this time. It can create some issues in your health also. So while traveling, you have to be very cautiously, booking your tickets, etc. Buffer time you have to have in hand. Then Mars moves into your first house from the 2nd April to the 11th May. Okay. 2nd April to the 11th May, Mars is going to be over your first house. So this is going to be the time when you will be very frustrated what to do, what not to do. What is it that's causing all the issue? Why the delay? Why this frustration is building up? You might not be getting that kind of result that you were expecting at the place of work. You will be having a lot of workload. So this might just create a lot of volcanic eruption from time to time. So that is something you need to work on. Saturn slows down. Mars combustion also slows down. So it's going to be a frustrating phase any which ways. You can see that because 10th house is getting impacted. A lot of work, but no recognition. Not many ideas, but not acceptance. So acknowledgement is missing. So you need to really be very much prepared to do things which are going to be giving you that kind of, growth and positivity. And, you need to seek guidance and advice from the right kind of people. It should help you rather than, getting into the negative mode. Okay. So it will be the best thing would be that be more value aligned and be more, don't chase numbers or status. This is not the time. So recite Hanuman Chalisa, recite Bajrang Ban, offer red lentils, red cloth or pomegranate to Hanumanji, and also regularize your exercise routine, martial arts, or at least brisk walk, This is something. And no important mails or messages when angry. Avoid. And violence in speech also, you should not get into. Okay. So this is what is the transit like. And of course, it is going to be combust for a long time. So you need to really work on your mental setup during this time. You need to really put effort. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed, everyone. That's it.